Well, you should be scared. Like, you know what I mean? Dr. Theopolis is here, and he might want to beat you out of the job for executive producer. You know, he's organized, he's electronic, he's got wireless. What? Don't get all charged up. I'm joking. Bitty bitty bitty. Hello, Buck. Hello and welcome back once again. It's time for the comics coffee table. Pull up a chair, grab a cuppa. It's time to hang out, take a break, and talk about comic books just for a few minutes in our busy days. We're going to leave the real world problems over there. Pull up a chair to our very own comics coffee table. You are welcome here, and just behave and treat others kindly. That's pretty much it. We are a geeky, chill stream. We are geeky, we chill, we stream. We also, upon the 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern premiere, we have the live chat premiere, and it's always hopping full of great cats talking about comic books. What we like, what we don't like, what's going on, what we're expecting. You know, it's Comicbook Shop-Style Conversation. And I see a lot of new faces every day and a lot of new subscribers, so come aboard. And if you can't make the live chat premiere, contribute to this ongoing conversation in the comment section. It's true. It's just we talk about comic books every day. It's possible. It's alarming? No, that's a fire station down the street from my flat. Please come home safely, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and all humans in between, of course. But come home safe and save those people and stuff. You know, I grew up with firefighters, and they have a big place in my heart. First responders, indeed. We are here. We are met here on this field of battle in the Great Sinestro Corps War. We are going through my old comic books. We are reboxing, reboarding, rebagging my entire collection. It's about almost 20 years of accumulated funny books, almost 20 years of Wednesdays. I think that's a romantic notion. I like that. And we are, going through my Green Lantern comic books. I put them all aside, and they're quite a handful, literally. I mean, right now we're in a chunk of them. It's called the Green Lantern. It's called the Sinestro Corps War. That's a stack of funny books. This is what we talk about. We talk about funny books here. Comics, publications, periodicals. They come out basically once a month. And they have advertisements. They have a cover. They have a cover price. They have a sell-by date. They're available at newsstands, spinner racks, and direct market stores. And that's what we're up to. We are reboarding, rebagging, reboxing my entire collection. And I'm making a big point to spend my money on supplies at my local comic book shop. It's a big thing here. And I don't know, how do you get your supplies? Are you using your online supply chain? And couldn't you be purchasing these at your local comic book shop, giving them more of your business? That's what I want to do. I want to make sure my comic book shop sticks around. And it's also a local business too. It made it through lockdown 2020. I don't know how else to put it. That just like these local businesses, they're not big boxes. They're not the online supply chain. They're mom and pop brick and mortar shops, like restaurants, bodegas, comic book shops, curio stores, just like, movie theaters. You name them. Our towns have them. Our village squares have them, and our cities have them. Our main streets, our Washington Street, you know what I mean? Our Elm Street, whatever it is. And I got one of each. Or Broadway. I've got all four where I live. Don't you? And aren't they full of stores that we could be going to? Barbershops and, and check cashing and liquor stores. Wait a second. That is my neighborhood. When you got a lot of check cashing, barbershops, and liquor stores in your neighborhood, you might be in a very urban environment, and your rent might be a little low too, and you might also have to chain your bike up at night It's not about anyone where you're from or who you are. It's an admission of living in the city, or or knowing what kind of neighborhood you're in. Let's get to it. We stopped yesterday here at Sinestro, part 1 of the Sinestro Corps War. Now there is an entire corps of Sinestros wielding yellow rings and the power to instill fear. And they're going to want to establish like a fascist regime utilizing fear, brutality to run the universe, make sure that the universe runs right. And it's the Green Lanterns, they use willpower, the green energy. There's a whole spectrum of colors. Roy G. Biv. Now, there was the Rainbow Raider in DC Comics, Roy G. Bivolo. He was let's look up Rainbow Raider real quick. Was he a Flash enemy? Part of Flash's Rogues Gallery? Yeah. Rainbow Raider, and she was in the show as well. They gender and race swapped her on the WB. Oh my! On the CW. What? Actually, okay. I'm trying to give less and less a shit about race swaps, but okay. Let's. Rainbow Raider is a fictional supervillain appearing in comic books by DC Comics. His name is a real pun based on the acronym Roy G. Biv, a mnemonic for the colors of a rainbow. He is a minor, though recurring, enemy of the Flash. He was, and there was a female incarnation named Carrie Bates appearing in the 7th season of the CW's Flash. Carrie Bates, Cary. He was one of the most prolific DC writers of the Bronze Age. Chances are that you have read a lot of Carrie Bates. He's got a great interview with Mark Miller on Miller World on his series of interviews with comics insiders. See, that's a cute little, but Carrie Bates created Rainbow Raider. He first appeared in The Flash number 286, June of 1980. He was created by Carrie Bates and Don Heck. So that's cute, but Roy G. Biv is it's an acronym. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. That's the spectrum of the rainbow. And then you have infrared, you have ultraviolet that we can't see with these human senses, with our eyes. Other creatures could see it. We can see them through electronic means as well, or through polarized lenses. Perhaps. Yeah, so that's Roy G. Biv. Yeah, and Rainbow Raider. It's got nothing to do with Pride Month. It's got nothing to do with any, nothing to do with what we're talking about today. We talked about Flash already. Now we're going to talk about Green Lantern Man. But Roy G. Biv, red for rage, orange for avarice, greed, yellow for fear, G for green, willpower, blue for hope, I for indigo, for compassion, V for violet, for love. And this is going to be what we're entering into in the next part of Green Lantern after the Sinestro Corps War. We're going to discover that there's a blue lantern out there and there's a red lantern out there. And there's been an orange lantern. He just keeps to themselves. The orange lantern's pretty fun as well. But we've seen so far now that the Zamorons have harnessed the power of love, and that the Star Sapphire is not just for a few chosen individuals. They're a corps now, C-O-R-P-S, corps, like the Marine Corps, or your band corps, and but not talking about like the nuclear power core or an Apple Core, C-O-R-E, you know what I mean, which means like the center of something, and So we were supposed to talk about Guy Gardner as well yesterday. I got sidetracked with myself, and so yeah, we're just here's part 2, part 3. So now we're jumping from. This is how a big title, when it has spin-off titles, handle a mini event. Batman's good at that. Superman too. You know, Superman's always had a bunch of different titles. Superman Action, Adventures of Superman, Man of Steel, Superboy, Supergirl, this one, that one, the other one. That's what we do, so we don't slip and fall on our funny books. They're on the floor. Let's look. Oh, look at that corner. Oh man. Ugh. But guess what? This is well loved, well read. We got video game ads. Where did the video game ads go, huh? But look at now we've entered. We got Dave Gibbons is writing this with Patrick Gleason. Eventually, it'll go over to Peter Tomasi writing with Patrick Gleason, and those two stick together as an artist, a writer-artist battery for a while, and it's so good. Look at this guy's art. Where are we? We're in sector 2263, and all over the galaxy there is the war between the Green Lantern Corps and the Sinestros. Here we have, unbeknownst, father versus daughter. That gets revealed like very shortly. It's like, oh, see, oh, look, Mad Magazine. Look at this big ad in the middle here. Wow, look at all these ads. Seriously, Mad Magazine's as part of Warner DC as well. So I mean, like, it's all for hot dogs. That was a bunch of hot dog advertisements. Seriously. We got video games, we got hot dogs. Now, Arkillo eventually gets his tongue ripped out, and he has to wear it around his neck. But he doesn't stop being like the drill sergeant of the Sinestros. He's pitted against Kilowog, the drill sergeant of the Green Lantern Men. Yes, I say Green Lantern. Of course I do. But I mean, oh wow, this art is just so good. Love it. And Prentice Rollins on inks too. I mean, some good stuff. They've given Warworld a ring. Is that Warworld? And he goes up against Mogo. Mogo is the planet-sized Green Lantern. Great panels. This Ivan Rice art. Look at this. So what a good time to be a Green Lantern fan, knee-deep in this mini event. Now, we started talking about Guy Gardner yesterday. I got sidetracked. Now, Guy Gardner, I'm going to read this from the wiki. It's a rabbit hole I fell down. Guy Gardner was the first backup to Hal Jordan. And then, from the convoluted comic book reasons of storytelling, he got hit by a school bus and was in a coma. And so Earth needed a new backup, and that was John Stewart. So Guy Gardner, his first appearance was in Green Lantern, Volume 2, number 59, in March of 1968. And he was just some kind of cookie cutter, good guy, kind of shows up, blah, blah, this and that. But then in the 80s, his character is given a redesign in a way. They take him out of his coma. They give him back his Green Lantern ring. And the character was changed significantly in the 1980s by writer Steve Englehart and artist Joe Staton, who turned him into a jingoistic parody of an ultra macho, quote unquote, red-blooded American male. This remains the character's archetype to this date. Englehart recounted, "When I took over Green Lantern, John Stewart was the Green Lantern, but everyone expected Hal Jordan to come back and relegate John to backup duty once again." Where's my cursor? There you are. I decided that John deserved better, so I asked myself, why can't there be 2 Green Lanterns? And that eventually led to, why can't there be more than 2? So this all started back with Steve Englehart. The mess we're in today. I don't think it's a mess. Guy Gardner, who had been terminally bland, and then brain damage, was a completely useless character as things stood. I was being a good soldier trying to help my friend Dick Giordano sell the book, and it turned out to be my second biggest mistake of my entire career, because ever since, DC has claimed that since Joe and I didn't create the original Guy Gardner, our completely new take counts for nothing. If I had called the new guy Joe Smith, we would have earned major royalties, but as it is, we get nothing, and we get dissed by the people we helped. So adding it all up, I wish I hadn't done it. Oh boy. Wow, and here we have Kyle Rayner, of whom, oh wow, look at this panel. Cyborg Superman, Anti-Monitor, Guardians of the Universe, Center of the Universe, Oa, and boom, this big old page. This is great. Oh, I love Superboy Prime. Now this is interesting because the legalities over Superboy were being mulled about, and so they changed the name of the character from Superboy Prime to Superman Prime. There was already a Superman Prime as well in continuity. See, yeah, Arkillo matched up against Kilowog. Yeah, so that's Guy Gardner. And, yeah, but falling down the rabbit hole, it was like, he's had his story. He's a great character. So, I mean, his character's been around for a wild ride. There was Guy, he got the ring taken away from him, so he got a yellow ring. Then he was Guy Gardner Warrior. Then after the 0 Hour event, he was found out that he had, he was like Star-Lord, that he had like half alien, DNA in him, and he was a Vulneranian, and he could like morph weaponry out of his body, so he became Guy Gardner Warrior, and that's when he had like the face paint and the markings on his chest that were associated with his I don't want to even remember this. It was cringy. I liked him so much better with the yellow power ring. He had his own series. It was Guy Gardner, and it was Guy Gardner in the yellow power ring, and just him being him. He was also the Green Lantern of the Justice League of when I was in high school, of the Bwahaha days. Those were real fun comic books. And this cover is ripping off the Green Lantern cover where Hal, I think like Green Lantern 48, where Hal is killing Green Lantern. Well, he didn't kill them. He merely incapacitated them indefinitely, apparently. And he definitely killed Kilowog, trust me. And how many? Apparently, you get more power if you put on more rings. So here we come to a one shot. Exactly. Which is interesting. Let's look at this. So this was this is $2.99, and this is by Ron Mars, and great art by Adriana Mello. And it opened because Kyle Rayner's an artist, and this was funny because it was just because he's an artist. He knows art history. And there's a story behind this. This was a picture that was hung that his mom liked, Maura Rayner. And see my mom's house, and that was like an old picture that was on the wall that he grew up with. I just want you to look at that, all right? Because we come back, for me personally, and my own personal sense of synchronicity and stuff. Well, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I just pulled this off my wall. I grew up with this. Andrew Wyeth's Christina's World. And it's got the same... I think this was supposed to be a comic book version of Christina's World. Do you see the similarities? I mean, I know the gender's different. But, I mean, I see that. This is a comic book. It's supposed to be, and that's supposed to be Kyle feeling like he's out there too, like he's the kid in the field. I mean, that's the whole thing of Christina's World. It's like, even though that's a girl with polio and she's blind and she's so far away from the house that, the familiar, the boundaries of the grass is what she knows, and now she's lost, but she's so close to home, but she doesn't know, and that's also us, an empathetic journey too. That's, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Let me put this back on the wall. When you're living off the wall, live your life off the wall, living off the wall. Living off the wall. You meant you done it, no, there ain't no rules, it's up to you. Tales of the Sinestro Corps. Yeah. Written by Ron Mars, of whom ushered in the Kyle Rayner years. He's responsible for, let's look him up, Green Lantern. Green Lantern Men, Green Lantern Men, Green Lantern Men. Kyle Rayner, open in a new tab. Hello. Yeah, Ron Mars, he was created by Ron Mars and Darryl Banks. Darryl Banks is a really good Green Lantern artist. He was on Green Lantern for a long time. 90s and the early double aughts. I would love to meet. He does lots of cons. I hope he comes to Boston. That would be awesome. That would be awesome if we could dance. That would be awesome, yes! Let's take a chance! The Electric Six. All right! Who gives the orders here? You must have been a dance commander, giving out the orders for fun. Hoorah! There we go. Haha! Awesome. More Tales of the Sinestro Corps, but look at this EVS cover. How could you hate a kid like that? Could you give him a hard time? Try to take away his livelihood. We've got more Gibbons and Gleason here, inked by Prentice Rollins. This is good stuff. Were you into getting Green Lantern then? I mean, geez, this was 15 years ago now, I guess. Have you read the trade paperbacks? Are you good on this story? Am I spoiling anything for you? Hey, look. They've been trying to give you Green Arrow stories all this time. There's always a Green Arrow magazine coming in and out and in and out. But this is... Oh, okay, here we are. I thought that was the... Uh-oh. Now, 15 years later, look, comic book ads. Writer Alan Burnett. And, TV, Flight of the Living Dead. Ooh. But yeah, Cyborg Superman. Who is Cyborg Superman? Hank Henshaw. Now he's got a connection with the Manhunters. The old, the pre-Green Lantern Corps police force that hate the Lanterns now. Okay, and so Hank Henshaw is a kind of, it's a pastiche of Reed Richards, and he is an astronaut, and he goes up to the up in his space flight, and his 4-person crew, 3 guys and 1 gal, they come back with that Fantastic Four thing. So he starts losing his body, and Superman saves him by like downloading his consciousness, or something like that, or his consciousness was electric now, and he finally made it into some kind of robot, and then ultimately comes back as the cyborg Superman in the Reign of Superman. He's an interesting bad guy. He's still being used today. Currently in Daniel Warren Johnson. I mean, not Daniel. I'm sorry, Philip Kennedy Johnson's Action Comics. Love this art. Look at that, Superman Doomsday. Own it. We got Smallville on the CW. And this is Superman Doomsday. It was in a straight-to-video animated release. Oh, hero. Oh, we could be heroes. Oh. Is that Hero? I never watched. It wasn't my show. I never watched Heroes. I didn't watch Lost either. But I caught up on Lost, and that was good. I liked Lost. Here we go. Here's some countdown. These are the teasers. We got, look at all the Supermen up there. So we got Kingdom Come Superman, and we went over those Justice Society of America comic books. Jeff Johns was writing that at the same time too, and that included the Kingdom Come Superman. So we got Cyborg Superman, and that's Superman in black there. That will be Superman Prime. Exactly. Why is he so grown up? Well, nanny boo boo. Let's see. Trickster is standing on something. Remember, he dies, and so does. I wonder if Desaad and Penguin die as well. But yeah, this isn't Phil Jimenez. This is Ethan Van Sciver. I'm sorry, Ethan. I didn't mean to confuse you with him. Jeez. But look, yeah. I mean, this is supposed to be all like spoiler stuff, like not spoiler stuff, but like setup. We got Eclipso, we got Granny Goodness, and they're seducing Mary Marvel. So by the time, because what is this a countdown to? It's a countdown to Final Crisis, where Desaad will, as a disembodied spirit, infects Mary Marvel, and Mary Marvel is the host body for the new god Desaad. It's a really interesting spin. Oh, I love this art. Green Lantern Corps was such an underdog, such a good title. If Cosmic Adventures, the fight comes home, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed. Thank you. So it's time to start wrapping up today's episode. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. Happy Friday. Happy Fries Day, as we like to say in the chat premiere. Fries are off of my diet, but guess what? I have a cheat day, and I'm going to have a burger and some beer and some French fries. And I'm going to be reading a stack of comic books as well. I will be. We're almost through the Sinestro Corps War. We're going to need one more day with this because it's an event. It was a huge thing. And I just love talking about comic books. I love talking about Green Lantern. I can talk about Green Lantern all day. Sometimes I usually do. With you guys. And thank you so much for tuning in today. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. Please like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We make daily content here. Bitty, bitty, bitty. We do. 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern is the premiere of the show. If you can make the premiere, you can be part of the live chat. And if you missed that, don't worry. Be part of this comic book shop style conversation. Continue it in the comments. Cheers. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. We will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.